Page 16, Pillow Dance. 2/4 time, no sharps or flats. We're in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the scale on C major. I'm going to go one hand at a time and kind of look it over. And I'm just going to connect everything right now, although I think for the most part it's connected anyway. So we're starting here. And it's just 1 and 2 and 1. Isn't that fun? Let's go down to measure 17. That's after the rest. The right hand plays again. During the rest, you come up here to G position. You're here. Basically, it's the same thing, but now you're up here. Isn't that great? Now let's go over to page 17. I measure 30. After the rest, you're back down here. See a pattern here? I don't see a lot going on in the right hand except this repetition and moving around a bit. Till the very end, the last measure, you got to come up here. They're saying 2/4. It doesn't matter. You want to use 1 and 3. You want to use 3 and 5. Pick 2 fingers and go for it. Left hand. Left hand's a bit tricky. Let's look at this. They're saying starting here and thumb, and then here. I'm going to suggest you start with second finger. You're going to be playing these notes with the thumb. Just stay there. So start with second finger. And just do that. That's what I recommend. I mean, there's nothing wrong with starting with the thumb. It just seems to me, why bother? Why do this when you can just do this? And we get to measure 7. After the rest, now you can do thumb if you want, because now you're going to go down. And all I'm doing here, again, is I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger. I'm rotating. It's a very small motion, but I exaggerate it for the camera, but it's there. On measure 7, it's here, there, here, here, here. Even when they're next to each other, you can still do that. And then you measure 13, you're going back up. And then you're back up to that. Measure 19, you've had a measure rest, you got time to come up here. It's thumb. It's the same thing up here. Put the hands together and let's see what happens. Let's see, you're starting here sort of. The first 4 measures here, and then when it comes in, the right hand is here. It's almost like a duet. Or I guess this is where the pillows are. One hand is one pillow and another is another pillow, and it's a duet. So it's so you got to very carefully work out the coordination between the fingers. So measure 7, just take it real slow. It's here. You say that sounds weird. What's going on? Measure 7 and 8? Well, keep in mind that it's 2 different melodies going on at the same time. So sometimes the harmony is a little, but you're not listening for harmony so much as you're listening for 2 melodies. This melody and this. So it's 2 melodies going on at the same time. This whole piece is like that. You're just kind of going back and forth. Then go ahead, well, you're already playing a legato, I hope. You're going to lift up between the slurs. Now, like on measure 12, in the right hand, you don't have anything there. I mean, go ahead and connect those as best you can. You can't. They didn't give you any slurs for the left hand at the beginning, and I don't understand why. In my opinion, there could be slurs there. Just connect them. To connect them anyway, so they could have put a slur there. And I mean, they gave you slurs over measure 26 and so forth. So why not give you slurs throughout? I don't know. Now, even though there's no real phrasing marked in here to speak of, I mean, it's sort of marked, but not really. What they've marked is more slurs than phrasing, and they haven't marked them all. But there are phrases in here. You can hear it in the sentence. At the beginning in the right hand, look at that. That's one sentence. That's one thought. And then another. It's another thought. Well, then on measure 8, when you're finishing the first phrase, put a little more silence between the last G and the next measure. So it's like taking a breath, so you can tell there's a phrase there. Just lift up a little bit. Yeah, I do it quickly because it's a fast piece. But the point is, you can still put in phrasing. You can feel the phrasing, put it in. Yeah. Same thing in the left hand when it happens. Dynamics, were you starting out soft? Whatever you think soft is. And this is going to be for both hands here. Now, there's different ways of interpreting this. You'll have to decide. And measure 13, you get these swells, these hairpins there. You're going to go louder and then softer. You're going to start soft and you're going to go up. It looks to me like they want you to go all the way up to loud. They don't say that. But then when you come down, you're only coming down to moderately loud. That's one way of looking at it. So like it's soft, medium loud, loud, and back down, and just down to medium loud. And then your medium loud there. Another way of looking at it is because it's a duet, the left hand is going to go from soft up to medium loud and back down to soft. So it's soft, medium, soft, and basically the left hand is going to stay there because it's done. But when the right hand comes in then on measure 17, it starts at medium loud. Because it's different. So in my mind for this measure 13 through measure 17 or so, we're going to go from soft up to sort of a medium loud and back down to soft. You're just going to, and you're just going to end it soft here on the left hand. So when the right hand comes in and it's medium loud, that's only for the right hand there. The left hand is going to stay soft because it's going away. It's a so and then this, see, and then a measure 19, it goes up to, I think it's both hands here, measure 19. Go up to loud. And then you die away there at the last 3 measures of the page. See those little lines? That's called a susura. The susura, however you want to pronounce it. Railroad tracks, whatever, it's a pause. It's where I say in some videos, or a lot of videos, that the beat has to go on. The beat goes on. Don't mess up the beat. Well, this messes up the beat. You stop. Complete silence for just a moment. Just a pause. It's just stop. And then you just take off again. Here. It's handy because of the fingering, you're here. And for the measure 26, you got to be here. Well, during the pause, you just come down. And typically, how long you pause, it's kind of like a fermata. How long do you hold a fermata? Oh, you feel it. Same thing with a pause. You just feel it. It's usually just a beat or two. Silence, complete silence, and then you take off again. Now, measure 26, you're starting this soft, and you go up to loud here. And then you go down to soft. I suggest you only go down to about a medium soft, whatever that is. And then when the right hand starts, it's soft. Because, again, we got 2 voices going on, and they can be independent of each other. They don't have to be the same dynamic. So at the 26, you're soft, louder. And there's a polka ritardando there. You slow down a little bit. And then the right hand comes in soft. And then on measure 37, there's a diminuendo there. Well, you're already soft. What's going on? Well, a couple ways of looking at it. One is you didn't stay soft throughout the whole thing. Somewhere you got a little louder. And then you're louder than soft at measure 37. Say medium soft. Or you're soft here, and you're going to diminuendo down to a very soft to measure 42. Well, that means you got 4 measures to go from soft to very soft. So you'd have to plan it out. It would be like maybe a couple measures of soft, 37 soft. Now just a little lower. Now you're very soft. And very soft. And now they're telling you in the left hand, it's a little louder. It's gone up to soft here. And you swell, you go to moderately soft to back down. Right there. And then at the bottom of page or measure 48, you're going to crescendo up to loud again. And slow down. And then in the last measure, the right hand is soft and the left hand is loud. And you hang on to that, it's a fermata. So this could be a really fun piece if you can get these dynamics to the point where you can feel them. You're not worried about notes because your fingers are going nuts. So if you could just get to where that's pretty automatic and you start feeling this, you get in these, it's like a conversation. They're calling it a dance, okay, between 2 pillows. I don't know. Then the only other piece of the puzzle we need to add is the allegro, fast. It's not the speed of the beat. We're talking about the flow of the piece. And since we got 8 notes all over, how fast are the 8 notes? That seems pretty fast to me. I don't know. I'm sure if you heard 10 recordings of this by 10 different people, they'd probably all play it at a different speed. It has to be accurate, and your 8th notes have to be even, so that really determines what's going on here. Now, a little bit about fingering. There are different fingering styles that people will use. I like to play different fingers on repeated notes most of the time, not always. Some people don't like doing that at all. They don't, okay, that's fine, doesn't matter. But when it's a faster piece, doing different fingers on repeated notes makes it a little easier once you learn how to do it. For instance, take a look over on page 17, measures 43 and 44. In the left hand, you're here. You have 2 Ds in a row. And it's soft, so you gotta be controlled. It's on an awkward finger too. In my opinion, it is easier in this case on those D, rather than doing 4-4, to do a 4-3. That throws you out of position because now you gotta use the thumb. But then you can always reach up on the next measure on thumb and you're back in position again. So very slowly, measures 43 here, and then 3, and then here. Might make it a little easier for you to, if you speed this up type thing. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes. The rhythm shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to give us 2 counts. I'm going to go ready and go and then we go. Now let's just try. I'm not going to do any dynamics. For the pause at the bottom of the page, I'm going to hold that 1 count, 1 extra beat, that's all, and then go on. And for the fermata at the end, I'm going to hold that for 4 counts instead of 2, that's because I want to stay with the metronome. So let's just try it together slowly. Ready and go and. pause, and.